Today we're going to be baking, so grab those aprons and let's go. Hey everybody, welcome to my bubble. My name is Katie and we're in the kitchen today. It is hot and humid here in central Kentucky. We're going to be hitting close to 90 with about 90% of humidity going on. So we're inside today where it's nice and cool. We are going to be making two different cookies. These are both my favorite cookies, just my go-to cookies. And we are using the Better Homes and Garden cookbook. This is the spiral bound one. My mom gave me this cookbook not long after I moved out. I have tried a ton of the recipes in this book, and I don't know if you all are like me. I mark in the book if I like the recipe or not and when I made it. So one of the cookies we are making are just the traditional oatmeal cookies. I actually made these the first time in January of 2008. So I just think that's a pretty nifty tidbit. These cookies are really versatile. They do call for the thick rolled oats, but I normally just use the regular quick oats. If I have the thicker oats, I'll throw a handful of those in. The thicker oats make a chewier cookie, where I think the quick oats make kind of just a all-around smoother cookie, just a little easier to eat. You can add fresh fruit to these. We're going to be adding chocolate, of course. Nuts are great in these as well. And the other cookie we are making are actually on the next page, which is page 246 if you do have this cookbook, and it is the chocolate fudgies. So this recipe is really good too, especially if you're a huge chocolate person. I'll list the recipes down in the description below and any alterations that I have made to the recipe as well. I really love this cookbook. It is one of my favorite cookbooks. So let's get at it. First thing we need to do is turn our oven on 375. If you use a standard cookie sheet, I do not suggest to go on and put it in the oven, but I use the stoneware. It is better if you go on and have this pan warming up with the oven. So that's what we're going to do. It's just because the stoneware takes such a long time to heat up. Your cookie can kind of start to expand before the pan has actually had time to heat up. Okay, so we're going to add our 3/4 of a cup of butter, which is a stick and a half, and it has gotten soft, so that's good. And we're going to beat it up. I am using the paddle blade on our mixer. This is my favorite one to use. It just does a good job. We do want to cream our butter or, beat it up quite a bit. Then we're going to scrape down our sides and we're going to add in our sugars. So we're adding in a 1/2 cup of regular white sugar and a cup of brown sugar. Make sure you smush your brown sugar down. Pack it down in there so that you get your full cup. We have 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And a whole teaspoon of baking powder. Which I had a clump. I'm just going to break that up. And we have 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. We're going to give all this a good mix. We're going to give our sides a scrape. I like to scrape down in the middle just to make sure we've gotten all the butter and everything incorporated in there. We have our 2 eggs. And we have a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to give another quick stir. We need 1.5 cups of flour. So we're going to start with 1 cup and stir that in fairly slowly. Now we're looking good. And then our 1/2 cup. And once the flour's incorporated in a little bit, that's when I speed it up. We don't want to start off quickly or you end up with a big poof of flour everywhere. We're going to scrape down our sides again. Oh, you know what? I'm not loving this spatula. My other one's clean. So now that all of our sugars and our wet ingredients are combined, we are ready for the heavier ingredients, which is our oats, our chocolate chips, and you know I got to throw in some nutritious things. We're going to throw in a splash of flaxseed and a little bit of wheat germ. You won't even taste them. No one will even know they're in there. So we're going to do a full tablespoon of each. Flaxseed is good for omega-3 fatty acids. It has fiber, it has trace minerals, and amino acids in it. Another fun fact about flaxseed is you need to consume it ground. Eating whole flaxseed, we don't actually chew it up fully, or you can't get it fully chewed up. And so it does not break down in our digestive tract, and you do not get the nutrients out of it. You do need to grind it up. Full tablespoon of wheat germ, which wheat germ is excellent for heart health. I know that. I'll have to look that one up. And then we're going to get our 2 cups of oats. 2 cups? 2 cups. Oats are an excellent source of fiber. They're also full of healthy fats, and they have a little bit of protein in them. So I think almost everybody knows that oats are good to help lower your bad LDL cholesterol, and they help reduce inflammation as well. We're going to put in a cup of chocolate chips. Because we're all about the chocolate today. Now, give everything a really nice stir. And then we're ready to scoop out and put in the oven. We're going to pop these in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes or until they're lightly browned. While those are in the oven, we're going to go on and start our chocolate fudgies. You're going to need a pot. The chocolate fudgies actually cook really quickly. We do start them on top of the stove by melting the chocolate in a pot, not a double boiler. And then they will cook in the oven for a little bit. But we are not going to cook them on our stoneware. They need to go on just a regular cookie sheet on some parchment paper. We're going to need 1 cup of our chocolate chips. This recipe calls for 2 cups. We only need 1 for the moment. And we're going to need 2 tablespoons of butter to put in our chocolate. The butter that I'm using now just came out of the freezer. So we're going to go on and throw it in with our chocolate so it can be melting as well. We're turning our burner on around, oops. putting our burner on medium-high heat. You don't want to cook it too quickly. We don't want the chocolate to scorch to the bottom. Something else we need to do is, like with a wooden spoon, we're going to stir it continuously. Like I said, this goes pretty quick. Now, once your chocolate is melted in your butter, you want to pull it off the heat and turn off your burner. We need a teaspoon of vanilla. Fourth of a teaspoon of baking powder. This is a fourth of a cup of flour, as well as 2 eggs. And give it a good stir. It will take you a minute or two to incorporate the eggs really well. And your batter will be fairly loose. So chocolate is good for us as well, thank goodness. Dark chocolate, that is. Dark chocolate has flavonoids, antioxidants, and minerals. So the flavonoids help improve blood flow. And by improving your blood flow, it can potentially lower your bad LDL cholesterol. So studies have also indicated that people that eat dark chocolate may have a lower risk of stroke and heart disease. Good thing, because I love my dark chocolate. The antioxidants in chocolate play a key role to protect the body against cell damage caused by free radicals. So we don't want cancer. That's good. Chocolate is also a stimulant. So by eating chocolate, it releases endorphins, which make you feel good and put you in a good mood. Dark chocolate also has iron, magnesium, and copper. So that looks pretty good. It should be a little runny. That's exactly what we want. Now, we're going to go on and incorporate our last cup of chocolate chips. Then we're going to put them on our pan on our parchment paper. We need to check our other cookies. Oh, and then we're going to blob these on our parchment paper. These don't really expand. So you can put them fairly close together if you want. And we're going to go on and throw these in the oven. See how they're pretty shiny? What we're going to do is while they cook, it will dullen. They'll puff up a little bit and they'll start to crack on top. And that's how we know they're done. Now, and while we're waiting, our other cookie sheet is now empty. So we're going to refill it. I did not mean to put my pot on our hot burner. It will scorch my chocolate to the bottom if you're not careful. And now while we wait, we clean up our mess. Look pretty good. Not quite as shiny. We got a crack or two here. The one thing I've noticed about these cookies is that because they are so rich and dark with chocolate, you don't see when they're starting to burn. So got to kind of keep an eye on them. Like I said, these cookies are really rich. They actually could afford to be about half the size that they are. I can only eat one. Now our cookies are all finished. Wanted you guys to see. The chocolate cookie. This is one of the best tasting chocolate cookies I've ever eaten. They're delicious. They're rich. They're so good. And then our oatmeal cookie, just your classic oatmeal. But I'm not a huge fan of raisins, so we did chocolate chips. Delicious. Thank you guys for joining me today, and I hope that you are able to make some of these cookies for yourself. And don't forget, chocolate's good for you. I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.